We also get to find out if opening the vault like that, if I can only open it once, if I can open it twice. Wow. Wow. This shit. Alright, vault is at 204.2%. Boom, boom. One vault opened. Alright, cool. Doesn't make me open them all, just lets me do it one at a time. Which lets me continue to see how far along I am on progress. Okay. Okay. Hey, a little bit worried there. I'm gonna grab a drink real quick. I'm willing to eat a combat trick here. It was one of those things that I saw the attack, I figured there was a combat trick, but I was still willing to eat it. Yep. Man, may the odds ever be in my favor, Jesus. Oh! Play to yo outs. Sometimes your outs include your opponent just scooping it the fuck up when you are definitely not winning. I wasn't losing anymore, but I definitely wasn't winning. Oh man, I'm playing against Chad. I wonder if he's here to steal my women's. You know, the internet Chad stuff. Chad, was it something Chad versus something Virgin or whatever? I don't know, it's one of those meme things. You know how I know I'm getting old, Ziggy? I just said it's one of those meme things. Ah, I sound like an old person. One of those thingamabobs that all the kids are into these days. Cause shit, in a few days I will be even older. I mean, why would I expect you to remember that? Yeah, exactly. Like, believe me, I'm definitely not someone who gets butt mad when people forget. It's like, shit, I didn't tell you about it. Yeah, at least I'm not one of those people that hides it and then like gets angry when people don't know about it. I know people like that. They can go fuck themselves. Opponent gonna be so mad. He's gonna be like, "There's no way he's got two righteous blows in hand." Yeah, dude. Nice. Was there a card you were hoping to get? Yeah, fair enough. Good enough for me. Or, as I used to hear said many times, good enough for government work. Oh my batshit bananas. I had no idea a Whisper Agent was coming. My opponent had priority on every step and let me get all the way through to combat, so I knew it wasn't an artful takedown. Whatever will I do? I mean, my opponent could still run away with this game. Like, I'm in a good spot, but I'm not in like a fucking OP as shit spot. That Chemist Insight, though, that bodes well. Yeah, I'm sitting here trying to decide how best to play this turn, and my opponent's like, nope, we're done. Okay. Fair enough, opponent. If you say so. That saves me having to do math. I'll tell you what I've really found here the more that I've done sealed. Now, granted, we're 20 some odd sealed events in, is that you have to be a pretty high degree of aggro in this format. Like, you need some late game for sure, but if you just do like runaway aggro, you can still win shit. Like, the slower, more dirtly decks just really don't seem to work in this format nearly as much as I'd like them to. In a way, the sealed format makes me believe that the draft format is probably very similar to OG Zendikar, like triple Zendikar drafts. Now that I say that, I realize I may be the only person in this chat who has ever actually drafted triple Zendikar. So that may be a completely meaningless statement to you guys. My bad. It's a very fast draft format. If I told you that I could give you I'm trying to think of a good example. Let's say that I offered you a 3/3 first striker for 5 or a 2/1 mountain walk for 2. Which of those in most draft formats would you assume is the correct pick? Yeah, and OG Zendikar, the 2/1 mountain walker. Like, Goblin Piker is the correct pick in that situation. It is ridiculous how fast it is. Alright, buddy, what's up? It seems very slow. Yeah. Uh huh. Well, like you're going for an aggressive strategy, obviously, but a lot of the shit that you have in there, like, okay, so, right, right, and it just feels like, I don't know. It feels like you're trying to do two different things with the deck, is really what it is. Like, on one hand, it wants to be this super aggro deck and do all kinds of fun shit with that, right? No doubt about that. But then it's also got like this long game control-y shit. It looks like it's trying too hard to do two different things, which is why I feel like it's slow. Like I'm looking at the, what is that? 7, 10, 12 pieces of counter magic in a deck that has 8 direct damage burn spells and like that just and 2 Viashino Pyromancers. Well, yeah, 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 but what I'm saying is like the mix of those two things doesn't feel right. Well, sure, but then why are we running all the counters? Why not just run like a spell stack? Right, but they're reactive spells. You've got a bunch of proactive spells and then a bunch of reactive spells. And I can't tell. Okay. Well, no, I mean, I'm not. But it seems like, you've already made up your mind on what you want. Like, I feel like you could gain a lot in that deck by simply switching out counter for more proactive shit. Just in general, proactive shit. Let me finish this match and then I'll actually open up and get you answers. I'm not sure that I understand the reference. Oh, okay, okay, yeah, 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 I'm with you. Like for instance, something that plays well with a lot of your spells is the Get to Lava Runner. Like that's a card that goes really well with the amount of instants and sorcery. It is a. Okay, there we go. I got my opponent to scoop. All right, let me open up my shit. And I'll actually do some stuff to help you on this. That's fine. That's a like common, I believe. I'm gonna try to help you without having to do any. It's telling me Rawl is it Viceroy is a invalid stream string. What? Yeah, that's weird. Whatever. I'm gonna import everything minus him and then add him, so that way I can see what I'm looking at here. I'm trying to do an import so that way I can actually physically look at this deck. That's funny. I don't even have three negates. Yeah, it's fine. It was telling me that it wasn't a card. That was the part that threw me. Alright, let me play around with this. First off, let's get rid of any rares or mythics and just look at common, uncommon. Alright. Okay. No, don't worry about it. Do you have run amoks? Which may not be relevant unless you also have. Do you have Ataliz and We Dragonauts and or either? Okay. Okay. I'm assuming you don't have run amok. Okay. Okay. Do you have Sure Strike? Mm-hmm. Do you have Flame of Keld? I mean, I'll just send you the deck list once I'm done if you want me to. Do you have Flame of Keld? Okay. Do you have yeah. Okay. Do you have more Viashino Pyromancers? Or do you just have two? Okay. Um do, 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 do. Do you have more radical ideas? Okay. Do you have more chemist insight? More beacon bolts? Not a problem. Do you have Wizard's Lightning? Yeah. Do you have Wizard's Lightning? Okay. Do you have what's the name of that card? It's Wizard something. Wizard's Retort. No, I don't want to run that. Never mind. Don't answer that question. That was a stupid question on my part. Do you have Opt? Really? That's interesting. Okay. Chart a course. We run into then. Um. Nice. Do you have Pyromantic Pilgrim? Mm-hmm. Okay. That's convenient because he's also a wizard, which is one of the things that we're utilizing him for here. Do you have what's its name? Fuck, fuck. Forget its name. Goblin Electromancers. Do you have Crackling Drake? Crackling. Okay, not a problem. Yeah, whatever. Not a big deal. Do you have any gutter snipes? Okay. Do you have any direct current? Okay. Unexplained disappearance? Maximize altitude. Anticipate. Okay. Good news, we finally stopped saying no. Blink of an eye? Perilous voyage. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. Let's add those two in. Yep. I did not even know Aven Windmage was a card. I'll be totally honest with you. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing too. But yeah, I mean, that's essentially a Wee Dragonauts that has a little bit less upside. One more to go. We can do this. No, I mean, yeah, you're right. Like, at the end of the day, we're just trying to do the best that we can with this, and I don't mean that in any kind of a mean way. Like, yeah, it's a tempo play, and so yeah. So something like this, probably you're gonna have a little bit better results with compared to what you've been doing. So I'll yeah. It's 3 mana. Like that's why I was trying to look for bounce spells with upside before. But one of those is not a bad thing. So yeah, that's what we just came up with, Ziggs. Now obviously I did not check your mana for you. I'm assuming you can kind of feel that out pretty well. Right. But I think that that ought to run a little bit better for you. I'm not saying that like that's the next Jesus right there as far as decks go, but it's a lot more proactive, and so you're not sitting there hoping that your opponent doesn't just run away with the game. You're trying to actively run away with the game, which means you need to be hyper aggressive with that deck. Like if you caught the stream earlier when I was helping Seraphim with his deck, I mean Seraphim will be the first to tell you I'd attack into situations where I'm like, oh, two of my three attacking creatures are gonna die, but I'll get them to this life total, and that means if I draw this card, then they're dead. And like that's the way that I was playing. I was hyper aggressive and doing well with it. Also, shouldn't you have one Oh, weird hand. Shouldn't you have one of the red blue check lands from one of the precons? No, that's the shock land. The check land's the one that it comes into play if you're tapped unless you have one of the others. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought that they were in some of the precons, so I was like, I think you should have one. Apparently, you just got boned on that. I mean, that's up to you. Like Combat and I were talking about earlier, in Magic, you always invest in real estate. But yeah, like at the end of the day, here's the thing, Ziggy. So Steam Vents was just in this set, and this set was the beginning of a new rotation cycle. So for the next 2 years, you will have Steam Vents as a playable card. And let me tell you, it doesn't get much better than Shocklands. Yeah, like I say, it doesn't get much better than Shocklands. Yeah, because it shocks you when you play it. Yeah, so check lands are the ones that you'll see where it checks to see if you have the appropriate other card. So the ones that say enters tapped unless you have a mountain or forest, for instance. That's a check land. I feel really silly. I just cast Luminous Bonds on a generous stray. What kind of weird ass board state am I in? The kind where I win the game if I keep this up. But god damn, like this is so ridiculous here. I'm burning all my removal on these itty bitty creatures because I'm just out aggroing this person so hard. You got it, opponent. You blew up my thing that makes my tokens. Like 90% you're dead though. Yeah! Got there. So tell me what you think after you play a game with that, Ziggs. Uh huh. That ought to tell you something, Ziggs. Like, do you kind of see how the deck is just, it's a lot more proactive. It forces them to do something. Well, and if you have, like, mana constraints, don't be afraid to blow burn and to turn straight at the dude's dome. Mistakes happen. You know you can shock mid-combat, right? Mmm. Mistakes happen. At least you know that it was mistakes that cost you the game instead of the deck then, since you had lethal. And like, I know that that's not a personal attack on you. Like, once again, if you were listening to the stream earlier, Seraphim will be the first to tell you there's a time where I outright blame myself for the loss of a deck. Like, knowing when it's your fault versus when it's the deck's fault is a big deal. No, you can always choose. Well done. Sorry. My bad for making something fun. Of course you did. Night. I appreciate that. All right, sounds good, buddy. I love it. Night. All right, so I mean, pretty good position here. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, sure, we'll trade. All right. All right. Yeah, I'm at 18 against this super aggro deck. This is insane. Like, I've just been throwing dudes in front of him every turn, and creature mine that I have that can't block is going to eventually claim this. Yep. That's the only thing he attacks with. Like, I'm fine throwing soldiers in front of it. Okay. One blocker. And the reason why I'm still chumping that is that it does 6 because it has double strike. Like, I'm essentially gaining 6 lives there, which is gigantic. Okay. I like how he demoted this guy, and this guy's gonna do like 20 points of damage to him. I mean, obviously he could have some kind of spell to stop it, but at that point, like, I've gotten so much value out of my Parhelion Patrol at that point that it's insane. And now, any blocks that I make can gain me lives. Alright, pass turn. You have one turn to draw an answer to my 2-3 with flying, with vigilance, but can't block. Right. So, block in a way that he does not expect. Block, block. Now, logically you would think, but Kelnon, put the Restore in front of the Pack Beast. No. Make sure the Courier Maker can't do shit. Oh my goodness. That was insane. Insane in the membrane. And somehow I lose ranking for winning. Like I say, Wizards, you gotta get your ranking system on lock. I'm not saying that, like, it matters that much what my ranking is, but guys, losing ranking for winning, just, that's so counterintuitive. Like, I refuse to believe that there's a higher level of silver than silver, whatever I am, because every time that, like, I'm about to cross into it, it's like, oh, you won, you're going backwards in rank. Alright. Hopefully I don't scrub out from here. I mean, I have to win one of the next 3 matches. Say this, I mean, spoiler alert if you haven't watched the rest of my stream, mute me for the next 5 seconds. I lost earlier when I was in that position. Yeah, that's a totally reasonable hand. Oh my god, of course. Alright, whatever. Land for mommy? No. Well, I don't know about the land yet. Yeah, good land. Another land for me? Here, do it. Do it, deck. Don't be a bitch, but have a land on top that's untapped. Don't give me one of my gates next turn. I'd be very, very sad if you do. I'd be like 10 sad. Hey! Oi! Bigger dudes! All attack! I really, really, really hope he doesn't have Ritual of Soot. Because if he does, I lose all my... Actually, that's not even that bad for me now that I think about it. All my guesses. That way, even if he buffs his Veiled Shade, I still trade with everything on the ground. Yep, yep. Alright. Are you going to pump Veiled Shade? Yes, you are. Good. Exactly what we expected you to do. Do I want to keep... Yeah. Yeah, I am just so far ahead right now that, like, I want to kind of push my advantage. Like, that isn't even particularly scary right now. Yeah, get in with everything. I'm gonna make that one bigger too, so that way he has two that he can chomp. Or not chomp, but yeah, that's kind of what I expected him to do. Boom! Game. Alright. A perfect 7-0. I can't be too mad. That's pretty nutty. Yep, we definitely opening packs. Alright. Claim prize! I really feel like the top tier should be a lot more gems, but whatever. Alright. Oh, something we don't have. Or wild, hey! Or four of. Don't have four of, I should say. Something we don't have four of. Or wild. Nice. Nice. Another Vraska. I don't know what I'm going to play it in yet, but I assume at some point in their life in standard, it's a 4-mana walker that isn't bad. Alright. Puts us at 106% vault progression, which I cracked it once earlier tonight, so if you missed that, feel free to check other parts of the recordings.